The second subsequent concept after following this Bloch's theorem is called effective mass of electron. Effective mass of electron. I would like to explain the three important postulates before I am going to explain the effective mass of electron. Our ultimate article is to get an expression for effective mass of electron, which is represented by, in shortcut notation, m star. Let us derive the expression for m star. Before I am going to do that, I just want to give some postulates of effective mass of electron. Postulates. The first postulate is electrons existing in crystal are not completely free. Let me write this. The electrons in crystal are not completely free. Second one is the electrons are usually interact with crystal lattice. The third one is known as when an electric field is applied to an electron, the mass of electron is different from that of a free electron mass. These are the three important postulates before we are going to enter into the effective mass of electron. So therefore, the first one I would like to repeat here, look at this word, the electrons in crystal are not completely free. First one. The second postulate is the electrons are usually interacting with the crystal lattice, and when an electric field is applied to an electron, the mass of electron is somewhat different from that of a mass of free electron or free electron mass. This mass of free electron we are calling it as, this is known as effective mass of electron. This is known as effective mass of electron. But the effective mass of electron is majorly depending upon the two items. Let us see this. Dependable factors of effective mass of an electron. Number one is known as the effective mass of an electron depends upon the nature of the crystal and type of the metallic crystal. So it depends on, so there are two major important dependable factors followed by the effective mass of electron. First one is it depends on nature of the crystal, and it depends upon the direction of motion of an electrons existing in crystal. These two are called the dependable factors of effective mass of electron. For example, if the direction of motion of electron existing in crystal, if it depends, then the group velocity of electrons is equivalent to particle velocity. Let us see how it will be. The group velocity can be written as Vg is equal to d omega by dk. I can call it as equation 1. So if you look at this equation, my Vg is called group velocity, my omega is called angular frequency of an electron, and k is called propagation vector. Therefore, if omega is equal to 2 pi nu called the angular frequency of electron, substitute this omega in equation 1, we get Vg is equal to d by dk of 2 pi nu. Bring this 2 pi to outside part of the differential term, I will get like this. That implies Vg is equal to 2 pi into d nu by dk. 2 pi into d nu by dk. Multiply with h on both sides. Multiply and divide with h on both sides. We get Vg is equal to 2 pi into d nu by dk into h by h. Now if you look at this equation, we know that h nu is nothing but energy of the electron or energy of the particle. I can write it as Vg is equal to 2 pi into d of E divided by h dk. Since E is equal to h nu, called energy of the electron. So therefore Vg is equal to 2 pi into dE by h dk. Now introducing Hamiltonian operator, that is h cross, then we will get this equation like this. Introducing h cross in equation 1, in equation, the above equation, in the above equation, that we know that h cross is equal to how much? H by 2 pi. So bring this value of h cross, h by 2 pi in equation 2, we will get like this. That means like this, how much it is? Vg is equal to 1 by h cross into dE by dk. So as we know that how this equation changes to this equation, you know, in this equation 2 pi by h, if I write h cross is equal to h by 2 pi, it will be inverted. So if you see this equation, 1 by h cross into dE by dk. So if you want, you can write here h cross is equal to h by 2 pi. Suppose if h cross is equal to h by 2 pi, what is 1 by h cross? 2 pi by h. Therefore, I can get Vg is equal to 1 by h cross into d by dk. This I can call it as equation 2. Now, after getting the group velocity of an electron, we need to find the acceleration of the electron. How to find out this? So therefore, my acceleration of an electron can be written as A is equal to d by dt of Vg. So therefore, we have a standard definition that rate of change of velocity gives what? Acceleration. So therefore, rate of change of group velocity is nothing but acceleration of the particle. Therefore, I can write A is equal to d by dt of Vg. Now bring the value of Vg and substitute in equation 3, I will get like this. So therefore, I can get substitute equation 2 in equation 3, I will get substitute 2 in equation 3, we get A is equal to d by dt of 1 by h cross into dE by dk. Now after simplifying this, we will get A is equal to 1 by h cross is constant, take out of the differential term. I will get 1 by h cross into d square E by dk dt. Now multiplying this equation with dk on both the sides, that means multiply and divide with dk on both sides, we get A is equal to 1 by h cross into d square E by dk dt into dk by dk. Now after simplifying this, we will get A is equal to 1 by h cross into d square E by dk square, d square E by dk square into, what is the remaining term here? D square E by dk into dk square into dk by dt. dk by dt. This I am going to call it as equation continuation 4. Now, if an electron whose mass is m and the charge is E, then after applying electric field E on the electron, then the force is given by F is equal to E. This I am going to call it as equation 5. But according to Newton's second law, we know that F is equal to ma. This is equation 6. Now, after simplifying this, strictly speaking, that equating 5 and 6, comparing equations 5 and 6, we get EE is equal to ma. But our ultimate article is to get an expression from A. How could we write this? So, followed by A is equal to E by m. A is equal to E by m. But this is not constant existing in inside part of the crystal. Therefore, but this is not constant. Periodic potential of the crystal. Therefore, we need to find the distance traveled by the electron in a time dt. Let us see that one, how it will be. The distance traveled in a time dt can be written as ds is equal to Vg into dt. We know that Vg is equal to what? 1 by h cross into d by dk. Therefore, substitute here, my ds is equal to 1 by h cross into d by dk into dt. This is what is known as ds. Substitute ds in work done, that is dw is equal to f into ds. So we all know the shortest expression that dw is equal to f into ds. dw means work done, f means force acting on the electron, and ds is called the distance traveled by an electron in a time dt. I could write it like this here. So dw is equal to E into ds. What is ds here? Now we got here 1 by h cross into dE by dk into dt. Here work done is nothing but energy. Therefore, my dw is nothing but dE. I can write dE is equal to E into 1 by h cross into dE by dk. Now, after getting the value of dE, multiply and divide with dk on both the sides. Let us see how this equation will comes like this. See here. So therefore, strictly speaking, that again I am writing this equation followed by this. Multiply and divide with dk on both sides. We get dE by dk into dk is equal to E into 1 by h cross into dE by dk into dt into dk by dk. Now let us see the cancellation terms on both the sides. We will get here dE by dk cancel, dE by dk cancel, dk by dk cancel one time. Now remaining term is dk by dt is equal to EE into 1 by h cross. This is the ultimate remaining term. We got to get dk by dt. Now substitute this value in equation 4. Now let us see how the value of A will come, sir. Now substitute dk by dt in equation 4. See this equation 4 there. Therefore, now I am substituting the value of dk by dt in equation 4. We will get like this. That implies A is equal to 1 by h cross into d square E by dk square into, now we are coming to an important rule which is called very important disk 1 by h cross into d square E by dk square. That is dk by dt is how much here? 1 by h cross into d square E by dk square into EE into 1 by h cross. That implies, after simplifying this, we will get A is equal to 1 by h cross into h cross. 1 by h cross square into d square E by dk square into EE. This I am going to write like this. For our convenience, A is equal to EE by h cross square into d square E by dk square inverse. So if you see this, I would like to explain this particular equation. If you bring this d square E by dk square into h cross square to the denominator portion, I could write like this. A is equal to EE by h cross square into d square E by dk square whole inverse. Now according to this, we could write like this. I can write this as A is equal to F by m star, where F is equal to force acting on the electron when an electric field is applied to an electron, and m star is equal to h cross square into d square E by dk square whole inverse. Now according to NSL, we know that A can be written as A is equal to F by M. Now I am going to call this as equation 5 and this as 6. Now from equations 5 and 6, equations 5 and 6 we could get as, if you see this equation 5 and equation 6, they both are similar form. So if you compare equations 5 and 6, in place of A, in place of F, and in place of M star is equal to M. So I could equate M is equal to M star. That means followed by M is equal to M star, where M star is equal to that equation, we all know this familiar equation, which is called h cross square into d square E by dk square inverse. Or we can also write this as M star is equal to h cross square d square E by h cross square into dk square. Also written like this, 1 by h cross square into d square E by dk square. We can write like this. So therefore, this we can write it as in within brackets, M star is equal to 1 by h cross square. After rearranging, we can write like this, 1 by h cross square into d square E by dk square. So we can write either like this or like this. They both are represented by, if you see this one and this one or this one, they both are the exclusive representations of mathematical forms for effective mass of an electron. In the beginning, I represent that effective mass of an electron is nothing but m star. That m star is nothing but, we got here m star is equal to h cross square into d square E by dk square inverse, or m star is equal to 1 by h cross square into d square E by dk square. We can write like this, d square E by d square E by dk square And after rearranging, m star is equal to 1 by h cross square into d square e by dk square, which is called the effective mass of an electron. Okay, these are the two most important topics after coming under this band theory of solids, as band theory of solids is coming under part 2. The remaining part of this band theory of solids will continue in the next class. Thank you very much, students.